All right, so let's go through the functions of the mixer and how I have it set up. So it is a touch screen and there are some hard buttons on it as well. So I'm going to go through that. Um, so when you turn the mixer on, it starts on the first page typically, and that'll show you the first 8 faders. And then if you notice, they're labeled and there's icons, and you can edit all those things to make different choices. Anything that you select, you'll see that the channel has a white border around it, so that'll tell you which adjustment you're making. You can also notice that the fader right now is in pink. Whatever's in pink tells you what you're actually adjusting currently, which is what they use the touch and turn knob. So if I turn this knob, you'll see that the fader goes up and down. You can also touch the fader and use your finger for it. But sometimes I like using the knob because it's a little bit more tactile and it's a little easier. It's got clicks in it, and you can kind of tell by 1 dB what you're adjusting right there as far as that. But that's for fine adjustment. But if you want to use your finger, it's just as fine as well. It is a touch screen and it's gestural. I don't know what the right word for that is, but it allows you to move your fingers with the screen just like you would on an iPad or an iPhone. It also has pinch and other 2-finger type gestures as well, which I can show you in a minute. So the first thing I wanted to show you was, here's how you get to the faders. You'll see on the top there's a static bar that has these items on it, and all those items always remain. So no matter where you go on your menus, you're always going to have that top bar up there so that you can adjust and get access to several things. One of them being scenes. Your scenes are what you save for your different settings for all the mixer channels, etc. I've made a couple here right now, which is 2 lavaliers and 4 handheld wireless configuration, and then a 4 lavalier and 2 handheld wireless configuration of your 6 microphone receivers with your 8 channels of transmitters. So we've made a preset for that so far. When you're accessing the presets, you store and recall them. And then what I would say is, once we get a scene saved that we like, I would hit the little lock bar. That lock section there, all it is it's just a fail safe that won't let you store over it unless you unlock it, and that's as simple as that. It doesn't have any passwords or anything like that. It's just a kind of a little protector, just to make sure you think before you store over it. So that's just an extra step that you can add there to keep from mistakenly or overwriting some scenes that you might have worked on. Another tip I would suggest is, as you're creating and saving scenes, I would store another bank of them on the A bank and the B bank. So there's an A and B bank. Right now, the A bank is what we're going to be using. And the other thing I wanted to point out is I made 2 of the soft keys over here dedicated to scene recall. So if you touch 1 or 2, it automatically recalls those first 2 scenes in there. Actually, I have the 3rd in there as well. So I made these so that they're permanently set up so that you can always recall the scene without even having to touch the screen or anything like that. You just hit one of those 2 buttons to scene recall A1 or A02. So let's go through the functions of it. Just like a normal mixer, you've got obviously your fader. Your mute button is actually just on or off. So on is obviously live, and mute would be these channels off. So they don't call it mute, they call it on off. Just a thing that they do. If you slide to your, let's see, we want to go to